I think we all have to accept that this is an unpredictable and uncertain situation. We are all learning as we go. Okay. I just want people to understand that. Recommendations may change because we learn more about the virus. We learn more about how it affects humans. So we have to be open to new information. And we all walk around with rose-colored glasses because we all look at things through our own lens. And that lens is tainted by bias and whatever else might taint that lens. So we have these preconceived notions that, well, the CDC doesn't know what they're talking about because they made this original recommendation, which wasn't right. And we have to really open our minds to knowing and open our minds that the perspective is of all perspectives. And we can learn something from everyone's perspective. So we've learned in states that probably opened too soon, that probably opened things they shouldn't have, we've learned that that's a problem. And so we have to be open to different perspectives. And, we as a human species are at one. Okay, we are all interconnected. We are interconnected with this earth. We are interconnected with this universe. So don't wear a mask because you want to or don't want to. Wear a mask because of human compassion to protect others in the universal sphere.
That's well said. I can't disagree with any of that. And I'm glad you mentioned the podcast that you're checking out. I follow or watch probably the world's most famous podcaster, Joe Rogan. Watch some of his stuff, not all of his stuff, because he's not my cup of tea on some things, but he is on others. And one thing that he's real big on with this, and I wanted to, because I was thinking of you when he was talking about this, he was talking about how people need to be encouraged more, and they're not very much, to increase their immunity system, to do meditation, yoga, to take vitamin D, to exercise, to do things that'll make them more resistant to contracting and collapsing from the coronavirus. Is that a logical step to take at this juncture?
Yeah, I don't think I would agree 100% with that. And it's taken the coronavirus to make us aware of how in physically poor shape we are in this country. How much chronic disease we have. So anything you can do to improve your immune system is a win-win. It's just really interesting. We've looked at this coronavirus as it's, and I don't know, it's beyond my comprehension how this has become a political issue, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But we have to answer this fundamental universal question. We must answer the question of what is best for all of us now. What is best for all of us now? Not what's best for me or you or my neighbor, but what is best for all of us as a human species who is part of this entire universal world. And when you can answer that question, then the rest to me becomes really simple. What's best? What's best is protect my neighbor, protect my children, protect me. And that is practicing simple public, health recommendations. Social distance, wash your hands, wear a mask. Those are very simple things. But the real fundamental question is, what is best for all concerned? And that's a question we're not answering.
And I got to agree. And I got to tell you, I'm a cynic, and it's not to my best interest. I mean, I can run to the negative very easily. I know you're a sunny side up, positive kind of a guy in most instances. I mean, are we capable of this? I said on my podcast a couple of months ago that I really didn't think that people could go much further than this. We're not that smart as a people. I'm talking about Americans. We don't have the mental and physical toughness. We just don't have the attention span that we're just not going to be able to wear masks and do all of the things that you're suggesting. That probably it's going to be the alternative with this thing playing itself out. Am I too negative?
George, I'm going to disagree with you on that.
Good.
We can do this. Okay. Every human, we are stuck in a linear thought pattern, which is the old way of thinking, when we need to be in a new way of thinking called a quantum thinking pattern. And a quantum thinking pattern tells us that there are infinite possibilities, and each possibility comes with a certain probability. So you can say, there's no way we can ever do this. Well, the other principle of quantum physics is entanglement. What we put out into the universe affects everything. So if we're all putting out into the universe, there's no way this is going to happen. There's no way we can get everybody to do this. That's exactly what's going to happen. But if we can get people to change their thought process, change how they think, and there's a great book, it's called How to Quantum, or Do You Quantum Think? If we can change the way we think, we can literally change what happens, and we can change the trajectory of anything. So one of the principles of quantum physics and one of the principles of our new way of thinking is what we put our attention to expands. Where we put our energy expands. So if we put our energy to thoughts of this is never going to turn around, people are never going to do the right thing, then that energy is going to make happen what you put that energy into. But if we can all look at it and say, we can change the trajectory of this disease, we can do these things, because we're always looking at can't, won't, shouldn't, and we should be looking at it as can, do, should, could. We don't want to look at the negative. We want to look at the positive. So I want everybody to take it upon themselves to change how they think about this virus, that this virus is part of human life. We are going to live with this virus for years and years and years. And we either learn to live with it or we die with it. And we have to change our thinking. So my belief is in the human capacity to change how we think and to really put out into the universe that we can all do this, because it is incumbent upon everyone to take care of everyone else. So where you put your thoughts, where you put your emotions, that's what you get back. So wherever you put your energy, that's what comes back to you in the universe. And that's one of the reasons that this whole COVID thing, it's wearing people out. We're expending so much mental energy on worrying about the COVID, worrying about the politics. Let's take that mental energy and let's refocus it. Let's put it into, forget the politics, forget the COVID. How do I take care of myself? Put your energy into your thoughts. You can think disaster, you can think death, you can think the demise of humankind, or you can think, I can get through this. I can improve my own health. I can meditate. I can do yoga. I can exercise. I can learn to eat better. It's wherever you put your energy is what expands in your world. Take your pick. It's your choice.